edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Aaron Surrey here to open up our final Wednesday show of the academic year this year. I know I am certainly feeling a little bit emotional with that, but again, at least we were able to open up with some sunny skies here across town with Doak Campbell Stadium looking great as usual. 79 degrees under mostly sunny skies, winds out of the southeast at 14 miles per hour. Current temperatures across much of the Big Bend area, we're sitting in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees here, so 81 Quincy, 82 Valdosta, and 73 down towards our friends in Apalachicola. Futurecast does show those those temperatures eventually going down into the 50s overnight until we begin that rebound again tomorrow afternoon, back into the 70s and 80s across the entire region. Nice temperatures again into the upper 50s across the entire area. Thursday, temperatures in the middle 80s. Now for headlines, we're going to go across the states here. We'll also showcase Naples as well, and then, of course, our last Wednesday show. All that and more on FSU Weather.
Hello and welcome to the final Wednesday show of the 2023-2024 academic year. I'm Robert Zott.
I'm Matthew Wisnett, and I'm excited for a great show today on the Wednesday FSU Weather Show.
Right, I know it's, as a former Wednesday team leader myself, it takes a long time coming, so massive congratulations to Priscilla for getting through this year and really improving the Wednesday show even more than it was in the previous years.
Yeah, and that's saying a lot coming from the former Wednesday FSU leader, so that is saying a lot, and I have seen great things in the little time I have had on the Wednesday FSU Weather Show.
All right, we have a jam-packed show tonight in addition to a special announcement from Priscilla at the end of the show, but before then, we're going to be covering all the states, including a very special look at weather in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Yes, we will also have looks at Tampa and Orlando. As everyone knows, Florida is the greatest state.
Arguably, Texas might be a little bit better just because of the brisket and football. But we do have a lot more on the show tonight as well. Some looks at Florida weather. We have a look at national weather as well and keep you updated with some severe weather that could be possible over the plains over the next few days.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about, so much going on right now across the nation.
And yes, we have all of this and more. Again, I do want to emphasize this is our final week of shows here at FSU Weather. So we have Thursday next, tomorrow, and then Friday, which will be our senior show. So all the seniors will be coming out, and we might have a longer show because there will be many of us seniors there who will be announcing where we're going off for our destinations and retiring from FSU Weather. So be sure to tune into that.
Yeah, it should be a great show. I'm really sad to see a lot of my friends who are seniors will be graduating and moving on to the next part of their journey as a meteorologist. So as we look outside here at Doak Campbell, you're going to see that it's very sunny outside and it's looking great to be outside. If you're outdoors right now, we're sitting at 79 degrees here. It's a great time to be outside. You're getting that work done for finals week outside. It's a great day to go out on Landis. And as we continue to look here at the lows, you're going to see that we're sitting pretty well today. We're sitting on our average temperature at 84. Luckily, we're not in those record highs of 95, as that would be scorching hot and just a little too hot for my taste. And we're not at those record lows either of 33. So we're looking really good right now as we go outside. And as we look around the Big Bend area, you're going to see we're sitting very well in the mid-80s and upper 70s here with not too much cloud coverage in most areas except for Valdosta, but most areas are getting a lot of sunlight. It's a great time to be outside. And if we look at the dew points here, if you look on the eastern side, you're going to see some higher dew points, but as you go west into Donaldsonville and Quincy, you're going to see 40s. It's going to be a little bit drier out that way. And then we continue, you're going to see there's some wind here in Tallahassee at 14 miles per hour, but not much everywhere else outside of Apalachicola, but everywhere else is looking pretty calm right now. And as we continue, you're going to see on the radar, there's a little bit of stuff going on, but that is due to a controlled burn that we had earlier today, as those have been prescribed, as it is that time of year where it gets dry and fires can occur. As we look around right here at Wednesday, you can see our temperatures are going to sit in the mid-60s overnight, and as we go into Thursday, it will be looking at the upper 70s for most of the Big Bend. As we continue to look outside here in Tallahassee, you're going to see it's a clear day. A little bit of an aura down here as we go out from the smoke, but looking really clear. Great day to be outside, get that walk or that run in, a great time to go outside. As we look at our dog walk forecast, if you go out tomorrow morning, it will be in the upper 50s, but it will warm up into the upper 70s by 11 a.m., so a great time to go outside and walk your dog. And as we look around here at tonight's lows, it's going to be the upper 50s and some 60s, so you might need that jacket if you are going outdoors anywhere. And as we look at tomorrow's forecast, it will be the mid-80s for most of this Big Bend area with a couple of clouds in the way, but otherwise it will be hot and it will be a little cloudy, so a great day to go outside and work on any last-minute homework assignments you have for those classes as finals approach. And as we look at the week ahead here, it's going to look real similar with mainly upper 80s here and a couple of clouds in the way, but otherwise the weather is going to stay the same and will only heat up here as we look towards Tuesday and Wednesday next week of finals week. It will get close to 90 degrees. So you are going to want that comfortable wear outside. It'll be a great time to go outside and get some work done, but you might want to get some water as you are going to want to hydrate everywhere else as it will be hot outside. So, Robert, what do we have going on everywhere else?
Right, of course, Matthew. Again, you're going to need to hydrate over these next few days because it is going to be a little on the warmer side. We're going to spread things out here a little bit and look at the whole state of Florida. Seeing 80s and 70s right now could warm that up into the rest of the week here. Seeing 81 in Orlando, 76 in Jacksonville, 76 in Pensacola, so a little bit cooler in the northern parts of Florida, and 80 in Tampa. So right now seeing generally warm conditions across the state here. A little cooler along the coast where you have some of that coastal enhancement of cooler temperatures there. 80 in Tampa, 81 in Orlando, and it's only 76 in Miami, so not our warm spot today, but they usually are. 79 in Tallahassee, and then 76, of course, in Pensacola. So I will say one of the nice factors for us here is generally these dew points are a little bit drier than we would expect this time of year here in Florida. Now, these are still pretty moist overall compared to the rest of the U.S., but we'll take 56 in Tallahassee, or 55 in Tampa, and especially 57 down in Miami, where we usually see really high dew points starting to get into the May time frame. This forecast for our dew points, we're expecting them to still sit in the 50s as we get into that Thursday time period. So even though temperatures may warm a little bit, still going to feel fairly nice. We do see starting to creep into the mid-60s in places like Jacksonville and Deltona. Saw even a 63 on there. So keep that in mind over the next few days. Could be getting a little more moist as we see some of that heat also increase. So if you're going to be outside, make sure you're drinking that water and you're being safe with the amount of time that you're going to be outside. For our current satellite and radar, pretty clear across the state. A few small clouds off the coast, east coast of Florida, and also off of the west coast of Florida, but nothing we're watching storm coverage-wise or cloud-wise over the state. For the next 3 days here in Pensacola, nice view over the sun setting in Pensacola right now. 70s for your highs, so we will definitely take that in late April, early May. 79 on Thursday, 78 on Friday, and 77 on Saturday. A little breezy as we're getting into Saturday, and possibly a small chance of a shower or two over the next 3 days there. For Jacksonville, you can see also sunset here with a nice skyline of the city of Jacksonville. But the downside is it is a little warmer here for Thursday particularly. You're high in the mid-80s, 86, 83 on Friday, and then 80 on Saturday again. Like Pensacola, also a small chance of a shower or two over the next few days. For Tampa, seeing that sun shine on your, right now, your live look at Tampa, but we are reaching 90 degrees for that high on Friday. So it is going to be warming up over your next few days there. And finally, Orlando, here, still a very nice look at your city and going to be in the 80s with some showers possible on Saturday. So for tomorrow's forecast, going to be sitting in the 80s across most of the state, 86 in Jacksonville, 85 in Tallahassee, and 82 in West Palm Beach. So a little bit of a scorcher here as we're getting into the next few days, Aaron.
That is right. Definitely 86 is definitely not my kind of weather here. But of course, we are trending that direction in Florida as we are approaching these summertime conditions. But we'll actually travel and stay in the state of Florida, but we'll travel to the beautiful city of Naples here in Florida, not Italy, Florida. So current conditions across in Naples here, 82 degrees under sunny conditions. So really is a beautiful day here, afternoon out in southwest Florida. Right now, in the winds are west-northwest at 9 miles an hour with that Gulf breeze. Great day. Temperature almanac for today. We did hit 86 degrees before that breeze did come in here. We did rise up from a low of 64, which is actually lower than our average low temperature here of 67 degrees. So we're actually sitting a little bit below average here, at least for the low temperature. But high temperature might be around average or so, as 85 degrees is our average high in Naples. So our future cast across much of southwest Florida and the Naples area here. We'll stay down in the 60s here. We'll rise up into the 80s by tomorrow, especially warmer as you make your way into inland places like Turkey Foot, where you might get into 85 degrees here under a few upper-level cirrus clouds perhaps might come in the mix, and some cumulus clouds as well. But along the coast, 81 degrees. It clears by the time we get in our evening hours, so should make for a nice day tomorrow if you're head out to the beach there. Our day planner forecast here will rise up from 65 degrees over in at least overnight into early tomorrow morning, and then we'll eventually rise up into the lower 80s by tomorrow afternoon. But overall, the humidity is not staying too bad here, as we're going to be in the 50s and 60s on the humidity department, which means that it won't feel terrible outside. It might feel perhaps a tad humid, especially as you make your way down to the south and off towards the western part of Collier County. But overall, it shouldn't be too bad, especially if you're just inland here in inland places of southwest Florida. Again, tonight's forecast will go down into the lower 60s overnight, with perhaps a little bit cooler inland here, low 60s, and then middle 60s as you make your way over towards the coastline. For at least for the next few days here, we should expect those temperatures to kind of stay in the upper 80s here throughout the next several days here. By the time we get into Monday, we'll go up to about 87 degrees, and nighttime lows in the upper 60s. So definitely not much in the way of variation if you're heading down to Naples, which means that weather should be pretty nice for the next several days. But Danella, tell us about the southeast here.
Yes, thank you, Aaron. So, yeah, southeast right now is looking pretty good. Mostly blue skies, as we can see right now. We got 72 in Charlotte, North Carolina right now. A little bit of cloud cover coming in, but overall pretty clear. And right now 76 in Charleston, South Carolina. Looks like pretty blue skies over there right now. And as we move into Atlanta, Georgia right now, we see 73 and some partly cloudy skies. As we go into Orlando, we do see a little warmer temperatures there of 81, but also great weather to be outside and enjoying. Current temperatures right now across the southeast are pretty much the same. We see a lot of high 70s and mid 80s. Right now 79 in Tallahassee. We have 80 in Tampa. And as we move farther west, we do see 82 in New Orleans and 84 in Shreveport, and 79 in Little Rock, and we see cloudy, partly cloudy skies going across the way. So pretty much the same. And as we go into our dew points right now, it's a lot more drier towards the Florida coast, as we see 52 in Jacksonville, 50 in Orlando, even 49 up here in Charlotte. But as we go into Louisiana, we do see 67 here in Shreveport and 57 in New Orleans, 62 in Jackson. So over there we see a lot more of that moisture coming in. But overall, we're still fairly dry for this time of year. Nothing to be too concerned about. And as we go into our SBC storm outlook for our day one, we don't see a lot of action going on in the southeast. We may see a stray shower thunderstorm in Mississippi area, but most of the slight and marginal stuff will stay into the central part of the country in northern central Texas. And as we go into wind speeds right now, we're kind of got a little breezy from the Gulf right now in Tallahassee at 14 miles an hour. Tampa also getting some of that Gulf breeze coming in. And as we move to our west, we do see a little bit of those northerly winds coming in to bring a little bit of that warmer air, or cooler air going in, excuse me. And as we go into our satellite and radar, we have some clouds shifting in, but overall it's all clear, and it's a great day to be outside and enjoy it before it gets hotter in the next coming days. And as we go into our future radar, it's going to be about the same. It's not going to be any like cloud cover or rain, maybe a stray shower, but that can't be completely ruled out. And as we go into our rainfall forecast, nothing to be too concerned about. Maybe a couple of inches of rain possible, but nothing too concerned about flooding. As we go into tonight's forecast, we see mild in the 50s and 60s as we move in. And tomorrow we will see that red coming in as we see mid 80s across the state, and maybe get a little cooler as we get into the northerly parts of the southeast. But now we'll move on to our lifestyle.
Yes, as we look at our lifestyle segment here, as you can see outside, the Sportsplex is looking nice and clear for this time of day. Panama City, the camera might be malfunctioning because it is not pink at Panama City. But as we look at the rest of the northeast Tallahassee and Lake Bradford, it is clear, it is sunny, it is a great day to go outside. And as we look at downtown Tallahassee here, you can see it's clear, not a cloud in sight, a great day to go outside, get a walk, get some fresh air from all the studying you might have been doing for finals or those final tests these week. And as we continue to look outside here, it's clear, there's no clouds, it's a great day to go outside, get some sun, get some fresh air. If you've been inside studying, just a great time to be outside. And as we look outside for karaoke forecast, it will be upper 50s here, so a little chilly, so you might want that jacket before you walk out the door. But overall, it's going to be a great time to go outside tonight. Just a fantastic, small breeze, but other than that, it'll be a great way to get some exercise and go outside and have some fun. And as we look at the forecast and what to wear for tomorrow, it will warm up to 85 degrees, so you're going to want to have that t-shirt, that ball cap as well, because it will be sunny a little bit, so you might want to get that UV protection. As we look outside for our air quality, as you can see, it's going to be in between moderate and unhealthy for some of those controlled burns that are continuing to happen here in Tallahassee and in the surrounding areas. So just be aware of that if you are going outside. And as we look at the dog walk forecast, what a beautiful dog that is. As we look at it here, you're going to start in the upper 50s, and then we are going to warm up into the upper 70s by 11 a.m. So make sure you plan for that. If you walk out the door, be aware that those long sleeve clothes might not be a great idea because it will warm up as the day goes on. As we continue to look at airport delays, well, there's not really any delays here at Tallahassee International, and it's very good weather as it's sitting right around 8 degrees with a little bit of clouds. And as we look at those flights, no delays as well, and it doesn't look like that trend is going to change, as well as the weather is pretty consistent. Most areas are sitting in the 70s, except for Los Angeles and New York, which are sitting in those 60s, but still pretty comfortable weather if you are traveling. As we look at tomorrow's drivecast, it'll start out in the 60s, but by 3 p.m., it'll be into those mid-80s. So be aware of that heat and maybe put a towel on the steering wheel to prevent that really hot steering wheel from burning your hands. And as we look at Tom Brown Park, if you're going biking or just trying to get some exercise, it will be 85 degrees with some clouds. So make sure to have some sunblock and plan accordingly, but a great day to go outside and get some exercise. And as we look at the forecast here, as you're going to see, we're going to be sitting right around 60 for the most part tomorrow morning as you wake up and go out the door. So maybe that jacket have handy if you're walking out the door in the morning. But otherwise, it should be a great day. And as we look, if you're going to the College of Science and Arts graduation, it will be 62 degrees, partly cloudy, a great time. Go support our meteorology majors as they graduate. I wish I had a ticket, but I won't be there. But I'm sure it'll be a great time for a lot of our graduating seniors. And as we continue to look at the weekend planner here, the trend is going to continue for the most part as we'll sit in the mid-80s to up, and then Friday will climb to 87 with some clouds. But overall, we're going to be looking really good here in Tallahassee. Just a great time to go outside and get some exercise before finals week start. So Robert, what's going on elsewhere?
Right, we're going to take things a little more national here with our look at the weather across the nation. Right now, we do have a pretty good temperature contrast across the U.S., sitting in the 80s for most of the south. And then as you go west of the south into Texas, you're seeing those 80s continue as well. 70s in Albuquerque, so sitting pretty warm for the entire southern half of the United States. But then getting closer to the north, seeing as low as 48 in Detroit right now and 57 in Boston. So compare those, you almost have a 40-degree temperature swing between Michigan and Texas there for your current temperatures. Right now sitting with a good amount of moisture in most of the southeast and also across parts of Texas as well, sitting as warm or as high, as 66 degrees on the dew point there. That is very high for Dallas and San Antonio. Lots of moisture there, and we are seeing that chance for severe weather over the next few days in parts of Dallas and rest of Texas into the Central Plains. That moisture will help provide that fuel for those thunderstorms. So something to watch out for as we go into the weekend there for most of the Central Plains. Also seeing 20s and 30s elsewhere, so a little more seasonable conditions across the rest of the United States. For our water vapor, that moisture is really going to be coming through most of the southeast where you saw a lot of that moisture prevalent. And it's going to provide, with this overall dynamic system of low pressure here, that chance for severe weather. We do have a cold front draping across most of the southeast going into the eastern seaboard. That could generate a few showers and storms across that as we go over the next few days. And here's what we're watching for that chance for severe weather. So we have a slight risk and a marginal risk for most of West Texas going into parts of Oklahoma and Kansas. So a chance for some large hail, damaging winds, and possibly a spin-up tornado or two with that risk. But we're really looking towards day 2 here. So a little bit west of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, including parts of Oklahoma, the Texas Panhandle going into western Texas, all the way up into parts of Nebraska there, seeing an enhanced risk and slight risk for large hail, damaging winds, and possibly a few tornadoes as we get into tomorrow on Thursday. We'll have to watch that as it increases into day 3. We have a generally broad slight risk, could be upgraded as we get closer to time, and confidence increases with this forecast on Friday, including Dallas-Fort Worth, Kansas City into Omaha and Lincoln, Nebraska. That area in there could see also large hail, damaging winds, possibly a few tornadoes as well. So just make sure if you're in any of these areas over the next few days, you are having those phone alerts on, you are watching for weather, and that you are indoors when severe weather comes. You're ready to take shelter, go inside that lowest level interior room if a tornado warning is issued. For active alerts right now, we do have quite the contrast between New Mexico, east of the mountain chain here. We do have some good red flag warnings there, a good amount of that there, and also fire weather watch, including parts west of the mountain chain in New Mexico as well. So good fire weather risk for you there in parts of New Mexico and western Texas in the Trans-Pecos area into El Paso. For your freeze watches and warnings, though, that's the contrast. Here we have possible fire weather down in New Mexico and Texas, and freeze warnings in effect for much of the Great Lakes region, including Chicago, into Ohio and Michigan, and even parts of Pennsylvania as well. So still some cold weather around, even though we are getting as late in the season as early May. Some drought that we're watching could be becoming a problem in parts of southern New Mexico, into parts of Carlsbad and the areas in that southern region near the Permian Basin. So something to watch out for as we're getting into the summer, and we could be seeing a little drier weather there. Now, one positive note for this is the monsoon can become active around this area, so that could help sort of reduce the effects of the dryness there in southern New Mexico. But for the current forecast, for tomorrow's temperatures, going to be sitting warm across most of Texas, 80 in Dallas-Fort Worth, 85 in San Antonio, and we are watching, of course, warmness increasing into Tallahassee. It also says 85 degrees. I'm going to hand things off to Danielle.
Thank you, Robert. So yeah, we're going to go into Spotlight across the state. So today we will be highlighting a couple of cities of our members of FSU weather. So today we will be doing Atlanta, Orlando, Tampa, and Dallas. So Atlanta, for starters, is actually, I didn't live there. Tallahassee is my hometown, or I did live there. Tallahassee is my hometown. I went to college there my freshman year before coming to FSU. So Atlanta still has a great place in my heart right now. And as we go into Orlando, that will be the hometown of Matthew, and then Tampa will be the hometown of Aaron, and Dallas, hometown of Robert. So lots of exciting things there. So as we go into the cameras of these cities, we do see right now 81 in Orlando. We do see 80 in Tampa right now. Pretty sunny skies, very clear weather, beautiful weather. And as we go into Dallas right now, we see some cumulus clouds coming up with a high of 81 right now, but still pretty sunny and good weather before that severe weather rolls in, like Robert had mentioned. And right now it's 73 in Atlanta, and we're on the cooler side from the rest of the cities right now. And we do see some partly cloudy skies there as well. And as we go into Orlando, we do see a high of 81, but we do see those beautiful blue skies that will continue to be there for the next several days. So if you do plan to go to Disney, Universal, or anything other in Orlando, then that would be a great time to do so. But as we go on into our local, we would like to pass this off to Aaron.
That's right. We'll take things back to home here. I know this is actually hometown of Daniela here back in Tallahassee, but overall, Doak Campbell Stadium looks really nice outside here with those sunny conditions across the entire region. So great afternoon to go outside here. So make sure you do. Perhaps go up for a bike ride, a walk. Great outside right now. 77 degrees, mostly sunny conditions. Winds out of the south at 8 miles an hour. So actually looking pretty nice and pleasant out the door right now. Now, Panama City is not under an alien invasion. That's not purple for that reason. It's just the camera here. Again, it looks, although it is really sunny there in Panama City, Lake Bradford as well, over towards St. George Island and FSU Sportsplex as well, all sitting really high and dry here with much of the clear skies in the area. And that's pretty evident on radar here, where we don't have very much in the way of any kind of precipitation going on here. We're sitting very dry across the entire Big Bend region into Georgia and southeast Alabama. Now, or at least for right now, these conditions look really nice outside. 79 in Tallahassee, 82 in Valdosta, and a little bit cooler as you make your way down towards Appalachia Bay, where we have a little bit of the effect of the marine layer there, so kind of keeping things more in check there with the temperature department at 73 degrees there. Dew points here are looking a little bit on the slightly more muggier side of things, especially compared to yesterday and the day before, as we have the kind of the air masses start to more moderate and allow for more humidity and more heat to come in. So we'll be back up into near 60 degrees tonight here. This will eventually continue to climb up, so don't be shocked if you perhaps might feel a tad humid as you make your way throughout the day tomorrow. Now, speaking of that, we'll see those temperatures going up into the middle 80s by the time we get into tomorrow evening. So it should be a pretty rinse and repeat day of today. And again, low rain chances, so don't need to worry about taking that umbrella out with you, perhaps just a sunscreen. Future radar should remain fairly dry across much of the region, perhaps a couple of clouds coming in and out here. Overall, should be really nice as we have the sunshine all day long. Now, of course, the haircast for tomorrow. We expect those wavy conditions in terms of your hair coming in tomorrow as we have those dew points a little bit on the higher side, but certainly not as high as frizzy or as high as ponytail with a 70+ dew point. But luckily, we'll stay in the wavy phase here of our hair meter. Now, if you are looking at the pollen for tomorrow here, we should expect relatively low pollen in terms of your trees, your mold, and your ragweeds. However, grass might be a little bit on the higher side, so do watch out. Make sure you take all your allergy medications if needed. But as for your week ahead, it should look really pleasant outside here with mid-80s as we make your way into Thursday and Friday and throughout much of the rest of the weekend. But we have a special announcement here courtesy of our Wednesday team leader, Priscilla Vallata.
Yes, thank you, Aaron. So yeah, as we go into the next couple of days, we're going to be doing our team leader clipboard handoffs, and I really can't believe that I'm here right now. I'm actually stumbling over my words. But I just want to say a big thank you to everyone at FSU Weather, one of my mentors, Jessica Kirk, and also Miss Nancy Dignon. It's really been an honor to be a team leader here, and I'm really excited to continue on next year as your new assistant news director. And now I'd like to welcome on our new team leader, Oceana Hayden.
I am so excited, Priscilla. Priscilla has been an absolutely amazing mentor throughout this entire year. I'm a Wednesday show girl. I have been here every Wednesday for the last 2 semesters, and starting my freshman year, first semester, I was able to come into the studio. So 3 years later, it's finally my turn, and I can't wait.
Yes. All right. There you go.
Yay!
Congrats,
we'll see
Oceana.
you next Wednesday, or next year, every Wednesday, I will be producing, and I'm so excited.
Yes, exactly. She's definitely earned it so much. And make sure to keep tuning in because we will always be here. But that's all for now. I'm student meteorologist Priscilla Vallata.
And I'm student meteorologist Oceana Hayden, and we'll have one last look with Bentley.
Thanks, Priscilla. Warm up this weekend, so definitely get outside and get some exercise. Take a break from all that studying from next week, but stay safe, stay hydrated, and have a good finals week, everyone. This has been student meteorologist Bentley Nicholson for your Wednesday edition of FSU Weather. We're signing off.